Hey everyone, welcome to Mind Your Own Business. I'm Dr. Erin, your coach, and I've got my Cabo nails. I know the daughter said get Cabo nails, so I did, and they're so fun. We just got back from Cabo. And in Cabo, we stayed right on the marina. So on one side's the ocean, on the other side's the marina. And down at the marina are vendors upon vendors of vendors that will take you to do all the fun destinations you want to do. And so I want you to imagine, but they're all selling the same thing. So I want you to imagine that Kevin had an APLGO booth, and then next door, I was at an APLGO booth, and then Joby had to have an APLGO booth right next to me, and then Cindy had an APLGO booth, and literally we're all selling the same thing, okay? It's not that hard, okay? So let's take a perspective here in a context of, let's talk about selling. And I'm going to give you 7 things I learned about selling in Mexico. And I've learned something in my studies with Tim Grover that when you number things 1 through 7, your brain thinks 7's not as important as 1. So they're all number 1. So I'm going to walk you through the 7 things I learned about selling in Mexico and how you can apply these to APLGO. Number 1, compliment people. This is always the case. And I don't want you to pull out compliments to sell. I want you to pull out compliments because it's fun to be the person that compliments people in your life. It's fun to be the kind of person that just is loving. So if nothing else, it's just a fun way to live, okay? If you go to a networking function, I'm going to find something about you that I can compliment. If I want to meet someone at the gym that works out every morning the same day as I do, I'm going to start with a compliment. It works. People love compliments and they're super fun to give. And you get to go through life loving people. It's just fun. So our compliments as we were walking down vendor aisle as the blonde fit family this was hysterical. Oh, hello, Papa Fitness and Mama Model. That was our compliment. Garth was Papa Fitness and I was Mama Model. And he got invited to a lot of fitness competitions and I got nothing. I was like, what am I, chopped liver? He got invited to the push-up contest. I'm like, what am I? Anyways, it was really fun. And guess what happens when someone compliments you? We started smiling and we started engaging with them. It's just fun. So be generous with how you love people. Number 1. Okay. The other thing I learned, number 1, that was the first one. The second one is ask. Here's the thing. If the people had stayed inside of their vendor booth, I wouldn't have known about them. I wouldn't even know they existed. So the people out in front were the ones that got our attention. And the people that asked, and they all asked, and they would ask different things, got an answer from us. It was often no, but you have to get your ask in gear. You've heard this, right? This is sales. Ask. What are we asking? The person who asks the most gets the most responses. Ask, what are your top health concerns? Where do you want to go? Are you hungry or thirsty? That was a great one. I loved that question. He gave me an option. It was like, well, let's see. I'm one of them. Not, are you hungry? It's, are you hungry or thirsty, senor? It was just, but ask, where do you want to go? How can I help? What are you doing? Do you need some help? Do you need directions? Are you hungry? Ask, ask, ask. In APLGO, do you have everything in your life that you desire? Like all the questions you can ask anything, right? The list is endless, but the person who's asking the most amount of questions is going to serve the most amount of people. That was a good quote. I just made that up. Okay. Write that down. Number 3, Heather Andrews, you know about this. Be visible. I have a saying, you cannot be a success and a secret at the same time. No business for the people that didn't come out to the dock and come up to us. No business for them. Now they have a booth still there. They have the signs. Some of you just have your sign up and you're waiting for people to come to your business. Who is just waiting for people to ask you about APLGO? It doesn't work that way. That's called a promotion. It's not an invitation. Get out of the booth, people. Pamela Zimmer, love it. It's so funny. Get out of the booth. Guess what your office is in APLGO? Your mouth. When your office is open, that's when your mouth is open. We get to do this from our phone anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. This is our office. Your office is open when your mouth is open. Get out of the booth. So good. So what does it mean to be visible? It means you have to put yourself out there. You have to tell people what you're up to. You have to actually tell them what you're doing. When people ask, we talked about this, when people ask you what's new or what do, lead with this. See what happens. We enrolled our realtor and our timeshare people because they asked us, what do we do? Okay, number one. The fourth number one. How can I help you? Come from a place of how can I help you? Literally, what I realized was they weren't trying to scam me, because if they were scammers, you would never come back. So they are playing the long game. Travis talked about this yesterday. People in Cabo make their money from people like us that visit Cabo. They want you to keep coming back to Cabo. If you don't come back to Cabo, they can't feed their families, right? So it makes no sense for them to scam us. And I think I've learned in America that we are just scammers a lot of the time, right? Or whatever. And so I'm like, I don't know. And my children were like, Mom, they come in peace. They mean no harm. And we were kind of joking, you know, and having fun. But I realized they literally were there. So we would be lost. And this guy would come up and say, where are you trying to go? And we would tell him, and he would just escort us there. And yes, he probably wanted a tip at the end of the escort. But you know what? I'd rather be escorted there. He wants me to be happy, because tomorrow when I need a boat ride, guess who I'm going to go look for? The guy that helped me. I'm going to go look for him. I'm going to know his name, and he's going to be like, there's Papa Fitness and Mama Model. What do you want today? And I mean, you start a relationship. There was a guy there that remembered Garth from 1.5 years ago. And we remembered him when he came up to us. So how can I help you? I come in peace. I mean no harm. Like, how can I help you? That's your question, right? How can I help? How can I help? What are your top health concerns? Here's what I want you to think about. Sales is like being Santa Claus, then a physician, is the best way to think about it. And here's what I mean. How can I help? And this is what I would recommend. So Santa Claus, what's on your wish list? And then a doctor, this is what will help you. This is what I would recommend. How can I help? This is what will help you. How can I help? I have the best. What do you want? I have the best. What do you need? Let me show you how. What's your top health concern? This is what I would recommend. What's your biggest health struggle? I can help you with that. Do you see? It's like a 1-2 dance. Those are the 2 steps. And I want you to realize that's why we say selling is serving. What's your problem? I've got a solution, but I want you to get good at the words. I can help you with that. Here's what I recommend for that. Oh, I can help you with that. Oh my gosh, that's actually totally what I do. Like, whatever their health concern is, guess what? That's what you do. Oh my gosh, that's what I help people with. What's your top health concern? Oh, funny you should say that. That's what I help people with. It's just, you guys, these candies are just so easy. They make it silly because we have something that can help with everything. Like I've never been in that position before. It's silly, right? Okay. The number 1 reason. Heather's keeping track. In Mexico, because culturally and economically, this is the case. I understand this, but there's nothing sleazy about sales. They're not ashamed of selling. Can we just move you one notch on the needle? That you are professional salespeople, that you're doing it right, that there is nothing sleazy about the way that we are doing sales on Team Popstars. Can I get an amen? It's not sleazy. We're not doing something to people. We aren't. My realtor, he's like, my lady needs this business. He called her my lady. My lady needs this business. I'm not doing something to him. He's so excited. He's like, I want to be your next student. Like, oh my God, you're looking at buying a house in Cabo? Like, how? Candy. I mean, how? Plant DNA? Are you kidding me? Plant DNA? I've been in this field for 10 years. We've never had plant DNA. We do now. Like, we're not doing anything that's sleazy. Okay, the number 1 reason. I want you to think of this concept. And they said this all the time to us. Only the best for you. I have the best. Only the best for you. Dean Graziosi says, you have to believe in your product so much and what you're selling that only 2 options are available if people do not buy from you. The first is they buy something of lesser quality. We know what those are, right? Pills and juices and powders and liquids and things that go through the digestive process. Oh my, right? That is so 2020, right? Only the best for you. Oh, only the best for you. This is why I say, put your wish list together and I'll put together the best discount package for you. I know it's going to be a prime customer package, but it's the best deal. It's not a lie. But there is some psychology and finesse, right? To having some skills in sales. People want the best deal, but it's number 2. Thank you. The first option is they go with something of lesser quality. The second is they get nothing at all. And wouldn't that be a shame? If any of you were on the call last night, we should all be taking every single one of these drops for ultimate health. Wouldn't that be a shame that people don't have access to make the decision for themselves of whether or not they want to ingest these incredible plant medicine botanicals? So either if you don't go with my stuff, you got to believe in your stuff so much that if you don't go with mine, you get something of lesser quality or you get nothing at all. Both are bad. Both are terribly bad. And that belief is something you have to develop in yourself. It's something that no one can do for you, right? But I believe that. I truly believe we have the best delivery system because I know we do. And the last, number 7, number 1 reason, smile and increase your energy. And I don't mean be a fake version of yourself, but I want you to amp it up 1 notch. Not one person on that dock approached me with a lethargic attitude. They kept their energy up for 8 hours every day in the heat for my $1. We were overhearing, like listening to a fiesta and the MC at the end of the night after they had danced for the crowd for 3 hours in the heat. He said, I leave you with some life advice. Be grateful for all you have and stop complaining. And my kids were like, he's speaking to the Americans. Okay, can we get some perspective? Can we get some perspective? Can you raise your energy for people around you a little bit? Smile, compliment, add value. It kind of sounds like a noble profession when you talk about it like that, doesn't it? Selling can be one of the most noble professions in the world. Noble, honorable. So those were my 7 number 1 reasons, things that I learned about selling in Mexico. I would love to open it up. We have 5 minutes. I would love to hear your thoughts. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
So my thought is that I think this sale coming up and our challenge is very important for lifetime change in attitude right now. So I'm going to apply this very much into that.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you, Kathleen, for that perspective. We are sitting on a technology to change people's lives. Meaning,
one of the,
yeah, go ahead. Oh, go ahead. How about Cindy and then Heather?
So I want to say that a lot of times my team members struggle with the words to say. And so knowing that you could say, you know, I have only the best for you, knowing that you can play that little ping pong back and forth of, you know, how did you say that? Santa Claus versus a physician, you know, and giving them those words that will help them to start conversation and or continue it. It's very helpful.
Oh, I'm so glad I can help you with that. This is what I would recommend. That's actually what I do. I would love to help you with that. Heather.
Just our kids are watching us. And it was, and I said this right from like 6 years ago when I was restructured and I started my publishing company. But Tessa texted me and said, hey, Mom, you got one of those free vacations that Erin's on? And I said, yeah, actually we do. Anyway, but it's like your kids are watching and we're changing a generation. We're changing our lives through everything that you teach in APL, and we get to go do APLGO, but also our children are watching and we're setting up that legacy. And we're changing health and well stories for ourselves, but also for our families and all the lives that we touch. And when you believe in something, it really takes me back to me filling my first compilation. It was easy because I believed so much in it.
Mm-hmm. It is easy when you believe.
And that was sort of, was watching your pictures in Mexico and having Tessa reach out my daughter and things. And yeah, it's just, our kids are watching and the world is watching. So, yeah. And we're on mission and on point to go and be the creators of where this is going. And it goes back to, you are, you know, you can't be a success and a secret at the same time, but you are the creator of your own story and what you want, how you want this to play out for you. And that was
future generations. It's amazing.
It does. It changes the course of generations. Zachary, he kept getting worried we were going to run out of money. And I say that because we never had money. We had money. Let's be clear. We're in America. But we never had money to go on a vacation and extra money. And I was on the plane and I would tell people, like, this is the first vacation our kids have ever been on beyond Disneyland. And people just ask me in America, like, why? And I start to feel shame that I wasn't the family that could afford the vacations. And it's because we never charged anything on credit cards. And we added up and it's $7,000 to take 5 people on vacation. It just is. It just on a real vacation. It just is. And I'm like, oh yeah, we never had $7,000. And this shame of like how I wasn't providing that, it's ridiculous. But they saw it. Yeah, they know exactly what APLGO has done in our life and for our life and why we bring the drops on vacation and why I talk to everyone in the hot tub and their mommy goes and she's going to make friends with everyone. And yeah, Nancy, I think you had something.
Yeah, I just wanted to validate everything you're saying. My mother took me on a 30-day cruise through 3 continents and 9 countries. So what you discovered in Spain is globally true,
wow.
With the exception of Morocco. They were like, put the bracelet on you. Oh, look how pretty. They used the compliment and then they haggled with you. And that obviously is not our temperament in this group. So with the exception of Morocco, I would say everything you said, you could gain from any country. And thank you for saying it the way you did.
Oh, thank you, Nancy.
Dr. Erin, this is Anna. And Anna, of course, everything you said is my normal life these days. I spent 13 months working right alongside all of these people you're talking about, like in the Dominican. And the one thing I always see is they never get discouraged. They get 900 no's, yes, and they still jump up with that energy for the next person coming out the gate. The resort I work with, there's a public road that you go by, and as soon as that gate opens, they're jumping up and it's like, hey, da, 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 you know. And again, they constantly are just helping people. My tour guide that I hired for my nonprofit was working me for 4 years. And finally, I had something to really offer him that he could do. And, you know, but for 4 years, I'd come out that gate. He was there. He had a nickname for everybody. And he gets told no, or they get told, we're going to come back. And people don't show up. They never show up, but they're still there. They're still waiting. every single day, if my tour guide doesn't have a tour, I know he's at that beach and I can send people to talk to him because he is there every single day.
Oh my gosh,
taking all the no's and no shows.
I should have added that as my 8th number 1 reason. I thought about that in the shower, Anna, thank you for that they don't take it personally, the no's. And number 9 would be consistency. You're right. Like, what does Gracie say? She says she just does it the way she's told to do it. Yeah, she says, I just follow the recipe. I don't know why you wouldn't. That's what she says. I just follow the recipe. I just don't know why you wouldn't. She says that about being disciplined in her fitness. It's 10 o'clock. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry we have to hop off to our corporate call. Good to be with you all. So great to be with you all. Have a great day, everyone.
Garth, welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, you as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go help people get a free trip to anywhere in the world. Oh my God.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.